welcome back to my channel. I am your favorite mother of three, Bougie Vintage, and today's video is all about the luxury market crashing, girl. So, as you guys know, obviously mama loves a little luxury item every now and again, but I do not fight tooth and nail trying to get my hands on the latest and greatest product. If I see something and I like it, I buy it. That's just what it is, okay? Now, I've always kind of been quality over quantity, so like I was never into the buying a knockoff when the real thing exists, but mainly because I work in that space where I have created designs and I know how much things cost to make personally. So like obviously if I had a luxury brand coming soon, how I would price it based on the quality, based on the materials, based on a whole lot of things. But obviously working in the space that I work in and having small businesses, my supplies often are coming from China, whether directly or indirectly. Now, the whole Trump manipulating the stock market with the tariffs situation is not just affecting America and China. This is literally impacting the entire world, and I wanted to give my perspective on it simply because I no longer live in Canada. I live in Jamaica. I live on an island. We do get a lot of imports. We have a lot of businesses from China in Jamaica. China and Jamaica have their own relationship going on, but America is in bed with everybody, and Jamaica is in bed with a lot of other countries, and Canada's in bed with a lot of countries. But this situation in particular is definitely affecting me in ways that I didn't realize it would. Now, for starters, since moving to Jamaica, I do not shop online as often as I used to because Amazon Prime is not the same as it was when I was in Canada. In Canada, I order my Amazon baby, is there the next day. In Jamaica, if I order it on Amazon Prime, it gets to maybe the facility the next day, but I won't see it for about a week. So I don't shop as often online as I used to, which is obviously a good thing for my pockets, okay? Now, despite that being the case, up until recently, I still was making online purchases because if I need something, I have to order it because I find that Jamaica does have a lot of inferior products. I don't know if they decided that, oh, Jamaica is a poor country, they don't need the quality products, let's send them the broken items, they can deal with it. So I have run into that issue one too many times where I buy something locally, something that is as simple as Crayola, and every pencil in the Crayola box is broken, but you wouldn't know that buying it because it says Crayola. So you're thinking it's the same Crayola that you get from freaking Amazon or Walmart if you walk into the store and buy it. It's not. So I've had that experience one too many times in Jamaica. Stuff is made out of powder, okay? Literally powder. So I try to buy certain items online. I don't even bother with buying it here in Jamaica, which sucks because obviously you want to help the economy, but you have to do that in other ways, like buying from the produce market rather than the grocery store. So because of this, you know, I do have to buy quite a few items online, but I don't get them next day. Now, I'm also a small business owner, so I do purchase things directly from China, and for me to get them to Jamaica, they have to pass through America. So I'm at this place now where if I do need items for my small businesses, I have to pay the tariffs. Now, China got online and told everybody that it's still cheaper to buy directly from us because your country, America, is taxing y'all and lying to you at the same time. They're saying that the product is made in America when really it was made in China and tagged in America. So boo-hoo, sad story, just buy directly from us. But they took it a step further and exposed Louis Vuitton They exposed the UK market. They exposed Chanel, baby. They exposed all the designer brands, the Gucci's, everything, baby. They laid it all on the table. They said the cosmetics are made here for $5 and Chanel is selling it to you for $100. Girl, the people, the elitists, feel slighted, as they should. But I'm a little confused because I thought it was common knowledge that the factories that are making the real items are also making the counterfeits. That's how some of the counterfeits are really good. Now, when I see certain counterfeits, I can tell off the bat, but like, what does that matter? I was a little confused because I thought it was common knowledge that that was the case, and it's up to you as the consumer if you care or not. So I've seen some really good fakes, but my heart would never allow me to purchase them. I rather just not have it. Like, to me, if I can't afford it, I'm just not gonna buy it, right? But the truth of the matter is, most people are buying these items to stunt on Instagram. Baby, I came up without Instagram. I am coming from an era where we were playing outside, so I don't have this relationship with social media despite being an influencer. I don't have that relationship with social media where I feel like I want to show everybody what I have or don't have and the luxury items that I purchase. It's like, for what? I don't know if it makes people's wet, like, but it's not doing anything for me to be like, oh, I just bought this purse. Like, okay, and I'm sorry, that's just how I feel about it. So I'm never buying my items to stunt online. Like, if I like something, I'm buying it for me because I like fashion, right? But like, I'm in the design space, so obviously I love fashion. You know, my mom's a seamstress and I've now become a seamstress. So for me, designer luxury items, I have a different relationship with them than maybe the average influencer chick on social media that wants to stunt. But like, a lot of people are just buying it for that. Now, I remember a few months back, these girls on TikTok were flossing their DH gate, and it was a whole thing where people were calling them out because they were acting like their parents bought them these super expensive items when they were fakes and and they had to come explain themselves, and everybody's making a big deal about it. But now that China has said, baby, everything you guys have is a lie, everybody's quiet. Okay, it's giving crickets because the elitists can no longer act like they are elite. Maybe I would be upset too if I cared that much, but for me, I don't. Like, I have 2 Gucci bags, and I don't feel like they were priced ridiculously. They probably only cost maybe $100 to $200 to make, but I bought one for $2,700, I think, and the other one I want to say was 14. I can't remember. It's years ago, right? But like, they're old bags, they're still intact, you know, whatever. And then I have quite a few Coach bags, and Coach actually uses leather. Like, it's not brushed canvas, and so that's kind of why I love Coach, because they do have quality bags. And I'm not really sure what the price point is for them to make it in China and ship it over there to America, for them to tag it and say made in America or whatever. But like, I don't have a whole huge, what's it called, collection of luxury purses, because I don't necessarily like purses, because I'm the type that my purse becomes a garbage bag. Okay, receipts upon receipts upon receipts, some gum. Like, I don't really like to carry a lot of bags, but sometimes I see a purse and I'm like, that's cute, it's gonna look cute with this outfit or that outfit, so I buy it, right? But I don't make luxury my personality. Clock it. I don't make luxury my personality, so no shade, no shade. But like, yeah, I feel like people feel special when they can buy a Chanel bag or whatever bag, Dior or whatever. But Dior got exposed a few months ago or last year for being only $19, and they're selling for $3 grand, baby. That's just crazy. Again, it's not leather, it's freaking canvas or fabric, and I don't know how anybody could justify spending $3,000 on a piece of fabric, on a piece of muslin. Muslin is $3 a yard. Like sometimes $1 a yard. Like muslin is cheap, and y'all are buying $3,000 muslin. I said Dior. So what I really found funny about this whole situation is that Jamaica has one of the largest knockoff markets in the world. You will see people wearing Louis Vuitton, Dior, Chanel, Mosquito. You will see all kinds of brands every day in Jamaica, and everybody is wearing fake designer, and nobody cares because your money should be in your yard, in your car. That's where your money really should be going. So people do wear a lot of fake designer here, but that's just what it is. And so we have a huge knockoff market in Jamaica, and now with China exposing, I feel like everybody is included now. Like everybody is going to be in their designer, or they're just not going to be wearing designer at all. But there's a lot of rich people that only wear fake, and you would never know that it's fake because they are rich. So you assume that it's a real product that they're wearing, because sometimes they're gifted these products, right? So they have the real ones, but a lot of these celebrities would never spend their money on designer bags because it doesn't make sense for them. It's like a waste, right? Black people are the literal largest consumers of luxury products, and you know, black women are the #1 consumers of makeup, cosmetics. We know this. These are the statistics. I don't know if that's going to change now that, you know, brands are exposed, but I think that for the small businesses that do need to buy directly from China, I think that those are the people that are suffering the most. These luxury brands, they can afford to take a hit, maybe, right? But the luxury market has kind of been phasing out for a while now. People are going to the mom and pops now. They're not really caring for the latest Louis Vuitton bag. They're not really caring for the latest Off-White since Virgil passed away, especially. Like, those luxury items kind of have been more so reserved for the celebrities at this point. Like, Pharrell is, I believe, the creative director for Louis Vuitton right now, and they've done a great job doing that. But how many everyday average people outside of celebrities and influencers are really going and buying those products? It's not a lot. Like, only because of social media do we even know that the stuff is out. And like, people are monkey see, monkey do. So if they see something that they like on a celebrity, they rush out to go get it. There was, I think, this hat the other day. I think it might have been a Louis Vuitton hat. I can't remember what it was. But this guy posted it, and I think it was like $500, and it sold out because everybody on Twitter decided they wanted to go buy this hat. And it was just like, it's a literal toque. A toque. Your grandmama could have knit that for you for $7. Literally. What are we doing? And so I think one of the biggest concerns people had was the price of the Apple iPhones. And I thought that that was also funny because I stopped doing the whole I need to update my phone thing until I'm gonna use the phone till the wheels fall off now. Okay, till the wheels fall off, because you know Apple is guilty as charged, okay, with what they do, so that you have to go out and buy a new device. I do love Apple, so you know, when I need a new phone, it's gonna be Apple. As much as I love Jamaica and live in Jamaica, I'm not use Android. I'm sorry, I can't. Okay, I love my iPhone situation, and I will not switch from Apple, no matter how terrible they are for causing a ruckus so that you have to upgrade your phone. But like, I haven't upgraded my phone since before I left Canada, and I probably will not upgrade it until it stops working. That's just how I move now. Like, I don't need the next iPhone. I just don't need it, and their prices are crazy considering that they are made in damn China and assembled in California. Everybody is a friggin' thief. That's the only thing I gathered from China exposing the market. Everybody a thief, okay? And you have to get it how you friggin' live. I'm not mad at anybody that wants to buy luxury, and I'm not mad at anybody that wants to buy the knockoff, because at this point, they're coming from the same place. It's really none of our business. If you want the aesthetic, then you buy the knockoff. If you want the status, you buy the real thing. But now China's made it very clear that you have no status. There's no status. You're not special. The only difference between, you know, your bag and their bag is that it was completed in France or Italy, wherever. But they are the ones that the materials came from. Also, if you didn't know, UK, Italy, France, they don't have the tanneries. So their bags or their leather is actually coming from tanneries in Africa. And recently, that was exposed as well. So everything is being exposed, and you know, no stone is being left unturned. I don't think Trump realized what the hell he was getting himself into when he decided to create this trade war with Canada, Mexico, and China. And now it looks like it's just, you know, China, even though he put the 10% tariffs on all of the other countries. It's like, what is really going on here? Now, the Bible says in the last days we will not be able to buy nor sell, and it's feeling like that, because when I tell you I've been genuinely like scared to shop outside of Amazon, which no, like makes no sense. But like I've been definitely careful with how I'm, you know, spending my money online. And then the other side is, you know, Jamaica does get a lot of imports. So when I go to the grocery store, I'm watching the prices to see like, is this still going to be affordable, because we're losing imports. To me, Jamaica is very much self-sufficient, but I just don't think Jamaica realizes how self-sufficient they are. Yes, we do get imports, but there's a lot of local products and local brands that I buy or prefer over imported goods. Now, obviously, there's no Jamaican factory making Fruit Loops, but since being in Jamaica, I do make a lot of things from scratch. We have things growing on trees. We have season for this and season for that. And if you have to become Rasta and live idle, I say, okay, like we can live off the land in Jamaica. Other places is not giving that luxury. Like Canada, for instance, y'all can't grow a damn thing outside of the 1.5 little summer months. Some strawberries, some apples, okay, some pumpkins. But like outside of that, a lot of these countries actually need, you know, these smaller islands and stuff to import the food in, and America is definitely one of those. Not everywhere in America can grow produce. Like y'all got Florida, y'all got California, and I don't know where else things are growing in America, but like it's not a lot. So for him to do this is just beyond me. China exposing the factories that you can buy from, I really feel like they're playing chess, not checkers. I don't see this thing ending anytime soon. So I'm trying to like gauge what to do. And it's so funny because a lot of the stuff that I needed for my brand, I purchased last year. I didn't launch yet, obviously. Like if you're on my Patreon, you know that this is a thing. But I've been working on my brand since 2020. And a lot of the items that I need for set brand, I obviously had to source from China. And I'm glad I got them in bulk when I did, because now the tariff situation is affecting me as a small business. And so it's either you just get put in this position where it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to either bite the bullet and just pay the tariff, or, you know, hold on and see where the war is gonna go. But I think yesterday I saw they're at like 245% or something like that from China, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. But if you think about it, if you're buying an item from China, say for $1, and they put a 245% tariff on it, that is really only going to make it $2.45. You know, it's like it becomes a $3 product instead of a $1 product. But when you're buying it in bulk, it adds up, because if you need, say, 100 of that product, then yes, it's going to add up. You're paying way more than you would, but it's still cheaper than having to source it, buy it locally. America needs China. China does not necessarily need America, and that's where Trump done messed up at. Okay, like he get a little too big for him britches, because why are you starting a war with China? We don't have time for Trump to be in the office playing these games. And if it didn't affect everybody outside of America, then maybe whatever. but it's affecting the literal world. And I just don't understand how y'all let this man get back in office. He already told y'all who he was the first time. He let you know what he was gonna do the first time. They still put him back in. Now the rumors are that him and Elon allegedly stole the election, which is very believable. You know, he did mention something about Elon and the damn computers. Nothing makes sense. I think that Trump is doing way too much. He's definitely overly emotional, very sensitive, and his ego is bruised beyond measure. This is the hand we've been dealt, and it's really unfortunate that, you know, everybody has to suffer at the hands of one man. But this is very much giving dictator. Like, he wants to be a dictator, and clearly, you know, that's where he's trying to head into. I have never seen anything like this in my lifetime. Like, I've never seen a president do a worse job at leading a country than right now. All of the countries like standing together and supporting whoever they need to support in this matter are doing the damn thing. Canada and America were going back and forth, which I think they still might kind of be. The support from the Americans behind Canada was something we have never seen before, and so shout out to y'all, because it looks like everybody knows what time it is except for Donald. I'm just perplexed by the whole situation. I feel like last year the exposures that were happening were like with the church and the celebrities, you know, the Diddy situation and things of that nature. And now the exposure that's happening is within the government. And so I'm sure there's more to come. Hopefully it gets resolved soon. But as far as the luxury market goes, I was not oblivious to how things work in terms of them making the stuff in China or sourcing products from China to make their products in America or in France or in Italy. Like, I was fully aware of this. Now, I think the thing that surprised me more was the cosmetic side of things. I figured for cosmetics that they had the resources to be able to make those products in their respective countries, especially with the luxury market, because the luxury market really does try to pride itself on it's made in France, it's made in Italy, so that's why the prices are what they are. But it's all a lie from the pit of hell. And so I've never really been one to like buy a lot of luxury skincare or luxury makeup. I buy what I can see at the Sephora, and if they're making the Fenty in China, I really don't care where it's coming from, as long as it don't give me an infection. Okay, like, as long as the product works, I don't care where it's coming from. I guess the whole thing is they're paying for the cheap labor, but they're still giving it luxury price tag, and that's where the issue is coming in. But like, for the most part, I know that I'm buying a name. I know Miss Rihanna has to get her coin. I know she got to get her check, and I know that I love the product and it's good quality. So the price point being, you know, $35 or $45, I always find Fenty to be mid-range anyway. I don't find an issue with that, but I think the whole thing with it being exposed now is people are like, okay, well, if this is the factory that's making that and they're making that quality product for $5 and they're selling it to me at a 30% markup or at a 300% markup, whatever it is, and I can just go to that factory direct, I might just do that. I do think that a lot of businesses are gonna lose out. However, I think that this is the time for small businesses to shine, baby. If you gotta buy from China direct, do it. Do it. Launch your little business or run your little business, and this is the perfect time to promote, because if the luxury market is crashing, it's your time to shine, baby. Yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on it. I don't feel any kind of way that, you know, I have spent good amounts of money on certain luxury items and finding out that they were made in China does not bother me how it may bother other people, because maybe I haven't spent $1 million on luxury products. I kind of knew already what time it was. If there's a person out there that has gone out of their way to buy luxury, I can understand why they would feel some type of way, because maybe people are in their comment section like, LOL, you know, it's embarrassing. Now, the last thing I want to say, China has always been ahead of the game. They've always been innovative. They're very smart, and they design things that are great. A lot of people will call stuff cheap, right? But that's not the case. I don't even know how that even came about. Let me tell you something. When I was trying to buy a car, the dealership was showing me Chinese vehicles. Baby, when I say they is giving you luxury at good damn prices, and they give you a 7-year warranty on their vehicles because that's how much they trust their vehicles, baby. I'm not gonna lie, I was looking at some of the Chinese cars like, oh, I should buy this. But like, I still just went with what I wanted to get. Some of these Chinese cars are it. Like, they have some nice damn cars, and like, we're so used to the luxury cars and the non-luxury cars. Like, we're used to the Hondas and the Toyotas, and we're also used to the BMWs and the Mercedes Benz, that when the Jet Tour comes into the picture, you're like, I want that. I don't want a Jet Tour, I want that. But when you look at the car nice and clean and pretty and what, like, you want the damn luxury car. And I see them driving all about. If you don't care what other people think, you're gonna buy what you like, and that's what you should do. And so the Chinese cars are definitely, you know, pushing their way into the Jamaican market. And I didn't even know that these cars existed until I moved here. There's a lot of cars that they sell here that I've never heard of. Some of them are like the same version of a car from foreign, but just a different name. But like, there's cars that I see that I never heard of. Like, there's the Noah, the Grace, but these are like Toyotas or Hondas, right? It's just different names. It's just like if you were to get like an Altima, that's what they're calling it. They call it a Grace. That's not right, but like, just these names I never heard of. I'm like, what is this? So the Axio, like the Pro, all kinds of stuff that I just never heard of until I came here. The Chinese manufacturers are definitely doing their thug thizzle, and I don't blame them for fighting back America as they are. Donald's just doing too much. In the comment section below, let me know your thoughts on the tariff situation. Has it affected how you shop? Have you slowed down on purchasing? Do you think it's a good thing that you slow down on purchasing, or that the tariffs are there to kind of let you reevaluate what you want to do with your money? Because I feel like since the pandemic happened, we really should have been prepared, we should have been preparing for anything at any given moment. The pandemic shook things up in a way that we have never seen, and we will probably never see again. It was such an unpredictable time, and I feel like right now it's also a very unpredictable time, so we do have to be a little bit more wise on how we're doing things. You know, have cash on hand, because even the other day when the computer system went down in America, but it affected the world, I was like, why are all the computers connected? What is going on? Like, you couldn't go to the ATM in Jamaica, you couldn't get money out, you couldn't shop, you had to use cash. It was crazy. Granted, Jamaica is pretty much still a cash society, and I hope that we stay that way. I think we kind of have to. But when them computers went down the other day, I said, this is a warning shot. Like, it's the same with the pandemic. These little things are happening, and the people are not learning to stay ready, so you ain't gotta get ready, okay? Lord, is this an announcement? I hope not, child. I'm tired. I just want Jesus to come, okay? I'm tired. I just want Jesus to arrive quickly so we can get up out of here, because this is ghetto. It's so ghetto. Like, I'm over it like Summer Walker. Anyway, you guys, in the comment section below, let me know your thoughts, opinions, feelings, how it's affecting you, how it's affecting your families. I want to read and know all about it. I love you all so much, and I'll definitely see you in the next one.